Okay, I think that's us started. Need to get Final Fantasy up on my phone. Final Fantasy, but my stream up on my phone. That looks like we're live. So I need to go to my own. Still using my phone. I still don't have my laptop. My current setup. There we go. Hopefully my phone has enough battery to get through this. Should be fine though. Fortunately, don't think you can get a pop-out chat on mobile. Not in a way I know how to anyway. Okie dokie. But, yep, that's us live. Welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV, Sorin's Journey. Last time we had a bit of a longer stream and finished up the Dreams of Ice quests. Which means now and today we are starting into the Before the Fall patch quests. Patch 2.5. Is getting close to the end of A Realm Reborn's patches. But I won't do too much time on the recap this time around, because I want to make as much progress as possible this stream so that tomorrow's stream will be the finale. Let's find out what Minfilia has. I can't quite remember what happens with this quest. I'm most eager to address the Ascian threat. However, we dare not neglect our other pressing concerns. We both know full well that Saint Shiva will not be the last Primal we face, and our relationship with Ishgard is still tenuous at best. I think that the resolution of the Primal threat was once the sole priority of the Scions of the Seventh Dawn. Some days I wonder if it was wise for us to take on so many other responsibilities. Lest you forget, Antestant, the Scions need not shoulder the burden alone. Were not the Crystal Braves established for this very reason? True, we are presented with a multitude of problems. However, we have all the resources we need to address them in turn. Sorin, in particular, is ever steady in hand, who I trust will continue to support the Braves. As long as you need me. To what do we owe the pleasure? Have there been further developments regarding the situation in Ul'dah? As expected, the Immortal Flames have been struggling to cope with the revelation that one of their highest-ranking officers was a Guardian agent. Suffice it to say, Tledji and his monstrous ilk have wasted no time in attempting to turn the situation to their advantage. Coupled with ongoing unrest, the Flames are finding themselves hard-pressed. Plainly, General Raban needs our help, and I will direct the Crystal Braves to offer what support they can. If I am to stay abreast of the latest developments and issue effective orders, however, I cannot afford to waste time travelling back and forth. And so, for the foreseeable future, I think it would be best if I were to remain in Ul'dah, unless you have an objection. None whatsoever. We have matters here well in hand. Moonbreeder's research is proceeding as planned. So she tells me, though I am not familiar with the details. Urianger is poring over his tomes at the Waking Sands, and the others are contributing in their own ways. Alas, the key problem, how to form an ethereal blade at will, remains unsolved. Nevertheless, it is only a matter of time. Sorin, while we focus on that task, mayhap you could assist Alphino and his braves with theirs. It would do much to restore faith in the Immortal Flames if the Warrior of Light was seen working on their behalf. Never forget that your esteemed status allows you to act in ways that those more tightly bound to organizations and nations cannot. As ever, I implore you to do so. I'll do what I can, ma'am. Not that your response was ever in doubt, but I humbly thank you once more for aiding our cause. Now then, there are preparations I must attend to before my departure, such as receiving Riol's latest report. He has proven to be quite skilled at gathering information others wish kept secret, hence why I placed him under my direct command, and ordered him to investigate the Ul'dah riots. When you're finished, join me outside. Depending on what he has to say, I may soon have a favour to ask. If there are any developments on our front, I shall inform you at once in the usual fashion. Well, guess with no primals about, and just while I remember for once, to make sure that that is on English. I was playing MSQ myself earlier. Mystery Roll? Feels like it's been a while. Pleasure as always, Sorin. You'll be escorting the Commander Dilda, I take it. Actually, I had another task in mind for him. If you'd be so kind as to repeat your report for his benefit. Right then. Me and mine have been making inquiries into the source of the weapons that found their way into refugee hands a way back. So happens we caught wind of something promising. A rather large purchase of sharp and pointy things by a black marketeer holed up near Highbridge. I doubt that this man would have secured such a quantity of weapons if he did not already have clients waiting. Clients that, for whatever reason, would prefer for this transaction to remain secret. Brings to mind that merchant who caught an arrow while talking to Sorin, don't it? Generous fellow he was, doling out swords and spears to the downtrodden and disgruntled. Which isn't to say that these clients have the same mischief in mind, but if you want to be sure, might be prudent to intervene before they collect their goods, savvy? Seizing the weapons before they fall into the wrong hands would be for the best. However, if we strike at the appointed hour, we might capture the black marketeer as well as his clients. What say you, Sorin? Launching an ambush? Then it is settled. Rendezvous with Captain Ilbert at Highbridge, and intervene when the exchange takes place. Now then, if you would excuse me, I must leave for Ul'dah. I expect good tidings. Okay, Mr. Earl, I'll be off to Highbridge then. That's in... Drybone's the closest day for it, I think. I don't do side quests to Sorin. This isn't my main account where I have to compulsively do every small exclamation mark that pops up. I just kind of saw it and was kind of immediately kind of, oh nope, I can't do the MSQ, I've got to get. Captain Ilbert? Ah, Sorin. My scouts have been keeping a close eye on the Black Marketeer, and it would seem that his guests have arrived. It would also seem that he has hired more than a few men to stand guard. Common thugs of no consequence, but they nevertheless pose a threat. Even so, I feel compelled to apologize. This is far beneath a man of your standing, and Commander Levular needn't have dispatched you hither. But powerful men ever have need of loyal, able-bodied friends. Having found one in you, it is only natural that he would come to rely upon you without hesitation. I guess I'll assume that's a compliment? But what's the plan then? Now then, we should make for the burning wall without delay and secure those weapons. The first unit will ensure that the clients do not escape. With me, Sorin. Okay, straight to work then. Burning wall. I think last time I was here was fetching the wrong crystals that weren't helpful for dealing with Garuda. Might need Eos for this. Let's go. There's the captain. Captain Ilbert? I spy one man, but there are sure to be others. I have a plan. While you approach the sentry and create a distraction, my men and I will slip past and catch the Black Marketeer unawares. Sounds like a plan, sir. Once you've disposed of the thugs, wait for us outside the tunnel entrance. Any questions? I can't think of any, sir. Then let us be off. Good luck, my friend. Doesn't quite look like he's in the mood for talking, but it always pays to try, right? Excuse me, ma'am. Who goes there? An adventurer? Damned fool. You should have never come here. I guess there wasn't really any other way this was going to turn out, was there? What? Oh, Catherine. How are you doing today? There's one of these guys. It is actually more my AoE is more powerful than my single target. That feels like it shouldn't be the case. What one way? Okay. Oh, I was thinking of the tunnel behind us, not some of us. Captain Bilbert should be about here somewhere. I just wait and make sure no one leaves, right? No sign of anyone. I don't understand. What's this all about? Ah! That's a commotion. I should probably investigate that. Yeah, it's a tunnel. No one can... As long as I'm careful and keep an eye out, no one should be able to slip past me. But there's a captain and there's a lot of crates. Captain? Is everything alright? As you can see, this is a fine mess. When I tried to restrain him, he drew a hidden blade and lashed out, but before I could disarm him, one of my subordinates panicked. And this is the result. Foolish of me to underestimate the bastard, to bring in an experienced recruit. Commander Levioleur will be most disappointed. Damn it all! Golden opportunity! Wasted! Sir, I'm sure he'll understand. Like, these things can't always prepare for everything. As for the clients, though we know not how, they slipped past our perimeter. At present, the first is currently tracking a party of Duskwhite sellswords we suspect may be them. Would that we could have enlisted the aid of the immortal flames of the brass blades. Alas, we're here to aid them. They are in no position to aid us. Well, at the very least, we've secured the weapons. Even that accomplishment is lacking. The information we received indicated a massive shipment, and this is anything but. So just this one crate, that's all the weapons? Did we maybe get the timing wrong? I will join the first in their hunt for the Duskwhite sellswords. If the gods are good, we will catch them before they escape into the Black Shroud. In the meantime, I ask that you deliver these weapons to Ul'dah in my stead. Entrust them to the third Yuyuhase. He will take care of the rest. Not a problem, sir. Right. That's weapons. Just bring these to Ul'dah. The Weaver's Guild looks like the closest thing for it. Ihase. Oh. Willard, long time no see. Did you hear, my friend? I've received my first official assignment as a full-fledged member of the Crystal Braves. Good job. Glad to hear it's working out for you. Keep up the good work. Ascian? Why, Sorin, this is a surprise. Resh wished me to thank you for helping us to rescue her from Castrum Sentry. How fortunate that we could meet again so soon. Captain Yuhase? Ah, the Warrior of Light, ever reliable friend to the Crystal Braves. You have my deepest thanks for your assistance and Curfus. Now, what brings you to us this day? Captain Elbert sent me with a crate of contraband. Secured it from a black marketeer out by the burning wall. Gift of weapons from a certain black marketeer, courtesy of Captain Elbert, you say? Understood. Once we've catalogued the contents, I'll have them delivered to the Hall of Flames. This cannot be everything, can it? Riol stated with confidence there will be a far greater quantity of weapons. A blatant falsehoods, clearly. Riol is unfamiliar with the ways of Uldan merchants, who ever strive to present themselves as greater than they are. We should be thankful that this information was not completely erroneous, and that we managed to achieve anything of worth at all. It's still something worth celebrating, isn't it, Lieutenant? Besides, we've got more important things to worry about, like fighting those Guardians up north. There'll be no fighting if I have anything to say about it. Our orders are to stand watch, not to seek glory in battle. If you have no further need of us, then I shall take my unit to the cerulean processing plant. Time for the fourth turn to keep, eh? Fight well, Ascian, for the freedom of all. Yes, that's excellent work as always, my friend. Rest assured that the Immortal Flames will hear of your contribution. Until we meet again. Yeah. Okay, sir. Real. Sorin, a word if it please you. Absolutely. Not here. Look for me at Sapphire Avenue Exchange. No need for whistling this time, don't you worry. Curious as to what he has to say. I was about to say, I can get the possibility that Uldan merchants would exaggerate about their wares, hype themselves up. Why know of Mr. Riol? He seems like the kind of guy who would know that. Mr. Riol? Thanks for indulging my request. A few places better than the market for privacy, I find. All the hustle and the bustle of commerce means most conversations go unnoticed. I'll get to the point. At the burning wall, when you and the captain interrupted the exchange, what happened? Tell me everything. Leave no detail out. Well, I was keeping watch at one entrance to the cave, like instructed, and I just heard a cry from inside, and there was Captain Elbert. That's not quite how the first told it. It was these Dusklights they were chasing. The latest word is that we lost a trail. But you never saw him yourself. Not before the fighting started, and not after. No. Something ain't right. I don't know what it is, but I can feel it in my bones. I'm not daft enough to be misled by some merchant's drunken boasts. Our information was reliable, goddammit. I know he purchased those weapons. As if I'd never deciphered a moneylender's books, or had to follow a transaction back to its source. Did plenty of that back when the Braves were getting started, believe me. Commander wanted assurances that we weren't taking guilt from the wrong sort of benefactors. Of course, these days the money flows like water, and the first and third get the shiniest new toys. Forgive me, friend. I have a lot on my mind these days, and I appreciate you lending an ear. Right then, let's get back to it. Only the first one. I would have thought Alphino would have wanted the Braves equipped equal. Sorin, can you hear me? This is Tataru. Your presence is urgently requested at the Rising Stones. Please come and see me as soon as you're able. Miss Tataru sent in a message? Normally Minfilia contacts me directly if I'm needed by the Scions. And this is either a personal request or something's really wrong. Or maybe that's just been a change in procedure, I guess. gut feeling is something's either gone really wrong, or it's not really that serious of a request. But Tataru, is everything okay? Thank you for coming so quickly, Sorin. We have a guest from Ishgard who wishes to speak with you. A most determined lady, by all indications. From Ishgard? Our guest is with the antecedent in the solar at present. Let's not keep them waiting any longer, shall we? Of course not. I'm trying to think of who it might be. Lady Lucia. Oh. Miss Manfilia?
We have a guest from Ishgard who wishes to speak with you. I believe the two of you have met.
A couple of times, yes. We haven't spoken much, have we?
I had hoped to speak with Commander Leveilleur as well, but I cannot afford to wait any longer. The Lord Commander sent me hither to request your aid in a matter of grave import.
You see now why I had Tataru summon you.
Miss Moonbreeder? You have? I'm not questioning your authority, but why?
Now that we're all assembled, perhaps you would be good enough to elaborate on the nature of the matter which brought you to us.
The Observatorium's astrologians have sounded the alarm. Last night, the Dragonstar burned with an intensity not seen in 15 summers. Not since the Dravanians engaged the Empire in the Battle of Silvertear Skies.
The northern sky doth burn full bright upon the Wormlord's call. The red behemoth beckoneth, and flame consumeth all.
The old Curthan rhyme, aye. The brightening of the Dragonstar is said to accompany the roar of a great worm. The astrologians believe that it was Midgard Soma himself who cried out on this occasion.
There's...
After an absence of centuries, the King of Kings did return to lead his kind against the might of Garlemald. Only to fall in his duel with the Agrius, proud flagship of the Gallian fleet. Devoid of life, his corpse remaineth entwined about the Magitech monstrosity even unto this day.
Ariange has the right of it. Whatever this alteration in the Dragonstar portends, the Great Worm has shown no sign of life. Tataru, have the Domans reported aught out of the ordinary?
Correct me if I'm wrong, but if Midgard Zorma had roared, wouldn't we have heard it here in Revenant's Toll?
That's...
Roar is but a figure of speech. Dravanians can communicate in ways beyond our ken.
Oh.
It is for this very reason that we are forced to look for signs in the heavens. We cannot say with any confidence that a great worm roared at all, much less that it was Midgard Zorma. Only by directly examining the Keeper of the Lake can we be certain. However, it will take too long to gain the Holy See's approval to dispatch the Temple Knights. Therefore, Sir Emric would entrust this task to you. Do you accept?
I guess I can check up on a
We knew
dead
you would
Kraken?
not disappoint us. Now, if you would excuse me, I must return and assist the Lord Commander. We have precious little time to prepare.
To prepare for what, pray tell?
When a great worm roars, his brethren cannot choose but answer. We prepare for battle.
Feel a little uneducated about the conflict in Ishgard. I'm guessing that's bad. Forgive me if I state aught of which you already know, but I would ensure that you understand the nature of your destination. Of course. As Ryonji stated, what we now call the Keeper of the Lake is the wreckage of the Agrius, former flagship of the Imperial fleet, and the corpse of the worm responsible for its destruction. 15 years ago, as the next step in his campaign to subjugate Eorzea, Gaius von Balthasar attempted to seize control of Mordona. So massive was his force that all thought his victory a foregone conclusion. But an unlikely ally came to Eorzea's aid that day. Midgard Sorma, legendary guardian of Silvertear Falls, burst forth from beneath the waters of the lake and led a host of dragons against the Garlean airships overhead. In what would later become known as the Battle of Silvertear Skies, the Great Worm felled countless airships before engaging the Agrius. In the ensuing struggle, the flagship ceruleum engines failed and it tumbled into the lake below. Yet this victory came at a great cost. The explosion which followed claimed the life of the Great Worm as well. The same explosion transformed Silvertear Falls into the desolate wasteland it is today, draining the lake of its waters and crystallizing aether from mobs around. Yet a remnant of the lake remains, and at its centre, a constant reminder of that fateful day long ago. In accordance with Sir Imric's wishes, our Doman allies have been standing watch over the Keeper of the Lake. It would be wise to speak with them before investigating the wreckage yourself. Be careful, my friend. We know not what dangers await you within. Now then, let us not neglect our own tasks. There is much to be done, and precious little time to do it. Hi, Minnie. And hello, Charles. Charles? Is it Charles? Is that how I'm pronouncing it? Hello, everyone. See, I'm a little curious about investigating this wreckage for myself. After what Iceheart said about meeting the Keeper of the Lake, seeing with eyes unclouded. Maybe I'll learn a little bit more about what she was talking about. Oh, good. I'm always concerned I'm mispronouncing names. Thank you for coming along. Things are going well. I think I'm still on schedule to be doing the finale of A Realm Reborn tomorrow. What's that? Oh yeah, that's just the repeatable quest for the Crystal Tower, I think. Oh, sorry, that's it. Oh, yep, just in time for Keeper of the Lake. You're in luck, sir. I was about to send word to Revenant's Toll about the Garleans. Of late, I've seen small airships, likely from Castrom's Sentry, come and go from the Keeper of the Lake. Though I cannot say for certain at this distance, I believe they may be salvaging something from within the wreckage. The Castrom supply lines have been cut for some time, and I'd wager they're desperately in need of spare parts and other equipment. I'm looking to actually get into the Keeper of the Lake. That's what I'm saying. So it's true then. Your guardians honestly fear that the worm might rise again? Well, from here that seems rather unlikely, but if it's assurances they want, you've no choice but to inspect the corpse in its entirety. Easier said than done, given the creatures which inhabit the wreckage, and the aforementioned Garleans who won't take kindly to your presence. It is sure to fire upon an airship, so I'd advise a more stealthy approach. If you take this boat and a few of your comrades to the base of the Agrius, and climb to the top. That's the only viable approach, I'd say. Let's see if I can't put a call out for some help. Okay, less than 5 minutes. So in the meantime, there's a fate up there I can do. There we go. We just earn some more company seals while I wait for the queue. Well, hopefully the queue won't be too long. Because we do have that healer queue. Oh, there we go. But you're the only one who will understand this, Millie, but I still, whenever this comes in, get flashbacks to trying to do it level sync with no gear. Let's go. Being up this close to it, that is I can see why they call him a great worm. That's a big dragon. They're on you. Oh, that was the wrong button. And I'm just clicking on everything. Oh, yeah, force lava. Does bother me a little bit doing a in-character playthrough when you have party members showing up in costumes like that. But not much you can do about it. I would say you could play with Trusts, but I don't think Keeper of Trusts has... Well, Keeper of Lake has Trusts yet. The patch dungeons are supposed to be getting trusts, aren't they? Or not? The not trusts, what I call them. Duty support. Guess we've got a party that wants speed. Going to finish. I think my party in Prey was fairly adventure looking. I think I got lucky that way. Stay away from the cerulean attacks. You only got this one down. Can't really get much of a look at the corpse from here, though. Looks like we'll have to move higher up. Go. Given this isn't in line with the rest of the Agrius, the Goblins must have built this after the crash. Taking this salvage operation of theirs fairly seriously. Must be right about them needing supplies after blockade. This looks like I am going to need to focus on healing. Oh, critical barrier. Nice. Oh, that was going to use as a barrier. Oh, I'm going to get myself killed. Oh. Let me just stand away from fighting here. Apparently that's not helpful. Okay. Those alarms are still going. Oh, well, not anymore, I guess. That's a gunship. Oh, put it right through the middle. Or you put it right through the middle. Who's getting it? No. Yeah, not dodge in time. I want them rid of this guy. Oh no. Oh no. This is a problem. You're dead. I am getting targeted this time. Oh, never mind. Yep, that's right. Oh, I don't know. I could have done a bit better, I feel. Back onto the exterior of the ship. This is probably the best place to look at the corpse. I guess not just look at it. If I'm right, that is Matsuno. Waiting for our friend. We're not going to do anything about that? I mean, at this range it doesn't seem particularly threatening. Where is our Dragoon? Where is our Dragoon? I forget that quick travel portal exists. I think he forgot about the shortcut. There he is. Oh, if I was waking up, I would assume having battles taking place on my back would be something to over me. So far, this is looking like he's probably not waking up or coming back to life. I mean, I'm no doctor, but that would be what I'd assume. Okay. No, it attacks. That's... I'm guessing that's... Definitely looks dead.
Who treadeth now upon my bones, and waketh me from slumber sweet?
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to... Wait. Oh, he is awake. I'm sorry if that bothered you. I was just coming to, check in, or...
Thou hast forgotten
Oh.
the face of thy lord. Remember, mortal, and fear me.
Well... I can't say I'm exactly not fearing you. Okay. That's a big dragon. Chaos? Oh. Just like any other... That doesn't seem to work in any... I thought that was a dead dragon as well. I think this is... bird. Okay. That protects us from that. Okay, this barrier seems to... Oh. Ooh. Another one. To be fair, I probably should have seen that one coming. Oh, that doesn't look good. Ooh, that does not look good. Oh, that's... okay. Lots of AoEs. That's another one. Oh, no, we might have left this a little late. Oh, that needs activated very quickly. Okay. I'm heavy. Oh, I'm heavy. Not in this battle. I need to be able to move against Midgard Smurf. Okay. Here we go. Is that it? Did we... Okay. Okay. Good for to get accommodation. Hi, friend. I believe it's cutscene time. Right, so,
By her gifts hast thou earned a moment's reprieve.
I guess my report is gonna have to be that he's definitely awake. I think. This is awake, right?
Speak, mortal, and I shall listen.
Hello.
Guided by a star. My people have heard the song. Ishgard shall burn.
I would rather it didn't.
Sons must honor answer for their father's misdeeds.
Must they? That
We do not forget. We do not forgive.
that's not quite how I see it.
7 children did I sire. One now singeth of retribution.
Retribution
I
for
rise to join in the chorus.
okay.
Thou art powerless to silence us, mortal. Yet thou shalt not live to labor in vain. Thy reprieve is at an end.
You're gonna fight again, or
Trickery is thy shield. This frail, noble creature is not gifted, but chosen. Hearken to me, Hydaelyn. I remember, and I consent.
excuse me?
Fear not, mortal. I shall not harm thee.
Then what is... ow! Wait, here again? This is the Ethereal Sea, was it called? Crystals of... I haven't seen the Crystals of Light since the Battle of Ultima. Wait a moment, that looks like a... That... That can't be good, right? That... That's a problem, right? Okay.
Mayhap thou thinkest me an oath breaker.
Well, I don't appear to be harmed, so...
Thou art mistaken. If thou comest to harm, it shall be by another's hand, not mine.
Oh, wait.
I did but strip thee of thy mistress's feeble blessing.
Oh. So if I was...
Thou didst profit much by her grace, but no more.
Oh. So if something else like the Ultima weapon came up, I guess that would be a... Wait. Hello?
The covenant binds me to thee.
Oh, wait.
I shall watch,
You're
listen,
Midgardsormr?
and wait. Fight and struggle, if it be thy will. Man hath ever coveted that which lieth beyond his his grasp. I drink of her body, and thence doth mine own find new life. When it hath grown whole, the loyal and penitent shall rejoice. The dragon song heraldeth our beginning and an end.
Quite sure I understand, but... I think I need to run this by Miss Minfilia. Hello, sir. I was beginning to fear for the worst. Were those explosions I saw? But you shouldn't waste time talking with me. Alphino left a message stating that you were to return to the Rising Stones at once. I guess I'll return then. So... I can't remember... Does that mean... How much of Heidelin's blessing did Midgardsormr move? Does that mean I don't have the Echo? Am I respectable for Primal influence again? Or is it just that power that protected me from La Brea and the Ultimate Weapon? I do hope you got a new pet following you home. Yep. I do hope Alphino isn't going to keep me long. I would like to discuss this with Miss Minfilia. Have you spoken with Commander Levier yet? He has been pacing again. Speak to him presently. I'm a little concerned about the implications of all this. Alphino, you were looking for me? Raised at 12, and you are hale and whole. I came as soon as Minfilia informed me of Sir Americ's request. You have completed your investigation of the Keeper of the Lake, I take it. Then I would hear your report. Well, about that... There were complications, I guess. You conversed with Midgardsormr. I swear, were anyone else to make such a claim, I would regard it with considerable skepticism. Are we to understand that the Wormlord did not perish, and has in sooth lain dormant these past 15 years? Less a resurrection and more a rejuvenation for he who dwelleth in eternity, years passing as moments. Though his words were ambiguous at times, one statement left little room for interpretation. My people have heard the song, Ishgard shall burn. Clearly, an attack is imminent. We must share this information with Sir Americ immediately. However, we dare not divulge your conversation with Midgardsormr in its entirety. To even acknowledge that you heard the voice of a Dravanian is a grave but necessary risk. Lest we forget, men have been executed as heretics for declaring as much. For your own protection, and for the sake of our tenuous relations with Ishgard, the truth cannot leave this room. As for how we shall present our revelation to Sir Americ's emissary, you may leave that to me. Pray remain here for now. Miss Minfilia, can I talk to you about the other stuff? Is there something you are not telling us, Sorin? You seem different somehow. It is almost as if you are missing something. Something important. About that... 12 for Fend! Midgardsormr stripped you of the blessing of light? Are you alright? How do you feel? I feel fine, mostly. just a little concerned about what this means. I see. It is a relief to hear that you are otherwise unharmed. It beggars belief that any being could possess the power to deprive you of her blessing. Midgardsormr made mention of a covenant, did he not? One of the ancient myths regarding Silvertear Falls states that when the waters came into existence, so too did the Great Worm. Alphic and Nimia, Brother Time and Sister Fate, decreed that Midgardsormr would ever watch over the source, from which all water and magic was set to flow. I wonder, what if this was the covenant of which he spoke, and was not the gods with whom he treated, but Heidelin herself? Well, if he is watching over you as he claimed, mayhap you will have an opportunity to ask. Let us keep this matter to ourselves. I do not wish to burden our friends needlessly. Well, I guess if... Hello. Art thou a pawn, or master of thy fate? What hast thou wrought by thine own hands, mortal? I'm sorry? What was that supposed to mean?
My friend, I can scarce believe it. You confronted the Worm Lord and lived to tell the tale.
I guess I did? Yeah? Oh, should I shut up?
I give thanks to Helone for your preservation. It is our sole cause for gladness. Your encounter with the Keeper of the Lake served to confirm our fears. A great worm has roared, and it makes little difference if it was one of the two in Eorzea or any other. The Dravanians are coming.
I am told that Ishgard has magical defenses against Dravanian attack, though I am not privy to their exact nature. Will they be enough to repel a massive force?
Ishgard has weathered countless assaults over centuries. This will be no different. And now that you have confirmed the threat, none can ignore the Lord Commander's calls for the wards to be strengthened. I dare not presume to speak for him, but I expect the Lord Commander would sing your praises. I must away, but we shall meet again soon.
Okay then. I'll... see you later, I guess. I'm just... Is the cover story just that I bought Midgardsormr?
Weathered, and this will be no different? Why am I not convinced?
Iceheart and her heretics are still out there. Somewhere. The Ishgardians have warded the Dravanians for centuries, nay, nearly 1,000 years. In all that time, not once have their enemies breached their defences and entered the city proper. Yet regardless of how strong these magical wards may be, I nevertheless fear that the Ishgardians are underestimating the gravity of the situation. And though it was not Midgardsormr who roared, a call to arms by one of the First Brood cannot be ignored. Until such time as they choose to request our aid, however, we can do naught but observe the situation at a distance, and pray that our fears are unfounded. I guess so. Ere I forget, I believe Mumbrita has requested a gathering of the Scions. I assume there's been some progress concerning our efforts to combat the Ascians. I pray inform her that our business with the Ishgardians is concluded for the moment. I shall be along once I've completed my communications with the Crystal Braves. Okay then. So... I could do with some good news to distract me from things. Miss Mumbrita? All done with your talk of dragons? Wonderful, because Ascians are next on the menu. Let's head into the solar, shall we? That's certainly sounding positive. Yeah. I mean, don't know if it's something to brag about, but the only thing that has, well, you know, killed me was an Ascian. And if I'm understanding what Midgard-Sormer did right, I'm not coming back if something kills me again.
Now that everything's calmed down a bit, relatively speaking I mean, I thought it might be a good time to share our progress on the weapon. I believe we're on the verge of a breakthrough.
Well, don't keep us all in suspense.
Just in case anyone's forgotten, let's start by reviewing what we already know. So, an Ascian is an immortal because its soul doesn't return to the ethereal realm when its host is defeated. Instead, it flees to the place that lies between our world and the void. Therefore, the first step to permanently defeating an Ascian is preventing its soul from making this journey. And if you recall, when we last gathered here, I had verified that white auracite has adequate capacity to entrap the beings, albeit only briefly.
Which left the small matter of their extermination.
Aye. To unmake an Ascian soul, one must needs smite it with a concentrated burst, or blade, of purest ether. However, we wanted for both the data and the means to forge such a weapon.
Short of experimenting on an actual Ascian, you see, there's no way to gauge how much ether its soul is made of. As such, we don't know what etheric density our blade needs to have in order for it to work.
So we'll just have to make the densest blade we can and hope for the best. Though that would require a lot of ether. Hang on a minute! Why didn't we think of this before? White auracite can hold an absolute heap of ether, can't it?
I think you did think of this before, Miss Ida, and it
Please
doesn't
tell
work.
me you're joking. God's sakes, Ida. I feel as though I'm reliving the same scene over and over with you. How many times do you need to be told that white auracite cannot store ether for long periods? Being intangible matter, ether is given to dispersion. Only in its crystallized form is it a stable source of energy. I will test you later on this, so see to it you do not forget.
Right, yes. It's all coming back to me.
So our hopes rest on good old crystals again, do they? While they are certainly reliable, they leave something to be desired in the area of portability.
Indeed. I am reminded of the quantity of corrupted crystals required to thwart Leviathan, and the extraordinary lengths to which the Lamentsons went to transport them. What if it should prove that a similar quantity was needed to destroy an Ascian's soul? Or still more?
That
I
would be...
do not envy the poor sod who has to lug all of that around, on the off chance that an Ascian appears.
That does sound a little
That's the very problem we set out to solve.
inconvenient.
And I reckon we've found the answer. If it isn't practical to lug around the ether we need, we'll just have to draw upon another source. And the only viable source is the land.
If you mean to tap the Great River of Ether, know that it will entail considerable risk. Meddling with the currents may well induce a surge like to the one which despoiled Mordona.
Give me a bit more credit, will you? Why would we need to tap the river when there are veritable reservoirs jutting out all over the land? Aye, I speak of corrupted crystals. It might be that their aspect is out of balance, but a crystal's a crystal. It contains ether, and we can help ourselves to it.
While corrupted crystals are indeed abundant, there is no guarantee that they will be in close proximity at a crucial moment.
Yeah.
But what if we don't need them to be? What if we could tap their power from afar? A malm away, say? If we could do that, we'd have ready access to ether aplenty in almost every corner of Eorzea.
That would be helpful, but...
I've yet to put my theories to the proof, but I've got a good feeling about this. If no one has any objections, I'd like to see where this avenue leads.
If you think it worth your while, you have my blessing. But tell us, what are your theories? I, for one, am most eager to understand the process, however vaguely.
I thought you might say that, but no one wants to listen to boring old theories all day, do they? I know I don't. So with your permission, I'd like to try something a bit more hands-on. I've already built an etheric siphon especially for this purpose, and I've been meaning to try it out. Thing is, the profusion of corrupted crystals in Mordona makes it something of a high-risk testing ground. If anything goes awry with the siphon, it would be better if it didn't happen within spitting distance of quite so much ether. Ideally, I need an isolated specimen. Does anyone know where I can find one?
I know I've seen corrupted crystals.
May I suggest northern Thanalan? There you will find corrupted crystals of middling size, standing a reasonable distance apart. Ideal for your needs, I should have thought. Oh, and if you do elect to visit the place, I should be much obliged if you would assist me in another matter while you are in the area.
Has something happened?
Movement has been observed at Castrum Meridianum.
Oh.
During Operation Archon, the Alliance dealt the stronghold a heavy blow. Its facilities were extensively damaged, and its garrison reduced to a fraction of its former strength. Not long after our forces withdrew, however, their ranks were replenished by reinforcements from Castrum's Sentry. They now seek to rebuild, and to this end they have their sights set upon the ceruleum processing plant.
That's a
Having
little bit of a
lost the
problem.
Empire's support, the 14th Legion lacks the resources to sustain itself. To them, this is a bid for survival, and they will doubtless fight like desperate men. Though I have dispatched the Crystal Braves, I fear their strength alone may not suffice to stay the Imperial assault. I would request the Scions' aid in the defensive effort.
If I didn't know better, I'd say you were trying to inveigle us into fighting your battle with the promise of shiny crystals. Well then, consider me inveigled. I won't lie, the crystals you speak of sound perfect, so the Garleans have to go. Besides, we can't afford to beat about the bush. There's no telling when the Ascians will next appear.
Thine eagerness to hurl thyself into the jaws of danger cometh as little surprise. Exercise due caution, I prithee.
Though you have become a crystal brave, you are yet a scion, Alphino. We could hardly refuse you. Pray, join the Crystal Braves and lend them your support. Thangred and Papalimo shall accompany you.
Regardless of anything else, we can't quite... Probably wouldn't be a good idea to let the Empire build up too much
Ida and
again.
Yashtola, in the meantime, I would have you assist Moonbreeder. Scout out the crystal clusters, that the testing may commence as soon as the Garlean threat has been eliminated.
If it please you, I shall continue mine own experiments on white orosite.
Thank you, Arianger. Everyone, pray see to your preparations and depart as soon as you're able. Go well, and be safe.
I'll be off then, Miss Minfilia. Find out what my part in this plan Alphino is. Alphino? Would seem the defense have once more conspired to rob us of rest and recuperation. Though I would wish it otherwise, I must ask that you head straight away to the processing plant. The 4th have already deployed to the area and await the arrival of the Scions. Wilred will brief you on the developing situation. Meanwhile, I must rendezvous with Captain Ilbert at our headquarters in Ul'dah. I shall take command of our forces there with a lighter heart, knowing that you go to support the front lines. Roy Boulder, Colton, Miss Falamin. Your duties take you to Northern Thanalan, do they not? They do, sir. We too must say our farewells to the Rising Stones for a time. Flamin travels to Ul'dah, and we shall serve as her escort. At my daughter's behest, I go to contact certain old acquaintances in the Gilded City. We are beset on all sides by civil unrest and imperial machinations, threatened by primals and troubled by dragons. We need all the allies we can muster. And many of my friends hold positions of power, you see, and it is my hope that they can be convinced to aid the Scion's cause. If past events have taught us anything, then we know that Eorzea must present a united front, or we shall fall. Ah, how extraordinary that my little Ascilia is involved in such far-reaching affairs. I am proud that I might now stand at their side, not only as a mother, but also as a colleague. A colleague with influential connections. But I fear that Uldal has become a place of danger, even for one so familiar with our streets. Ah, woe betide the blackguard that so much as glares in your direction, milady. Oh. I shall be well protected, it seems. Shall we be on our way, then? You guys keep safe out there. Feels like it's gotten very quiet in here all of a sudden. Guess I should rejoin the others. It's not like there's no reason they're not here. Give me a moment to my phone battery is running out quicker than I'd hoped it would, so I'm going to see if there's anything I can do to keep the chat up, but also keep the battery. Okay. So I was to look for Wilward. What's there? There he is. Willard? Commander Levier sent word you'd be coming. A veteran of your talents is most welcome. Not that I don't think we can handle the situation, mind you. Well, I have learned a trick or two since that disaster with the Amalja. But returning to the task at hand, the Flame's reconnaissance scouts have reported Imperial soldiers assembling at Rauan's push, and such a force is likely interested in only one thing: getting their hands on the resources found here at the processing plant. The Garleans could begin marching on us at any time. Pray speak with Lieutenant Edelstein, that we might coordinate our counter-strategy. In the meantime, I will inform the others that you have arrived. No doubt it will be welcome tidings. Okay then. This time we're on the defensive. Excuse me? Private Sherwood, my soldiers yet tell tales of your deeds during Operation Archon. Would that we could sit a while and reminisce about old times, but I fear more pressing matters require our attention. The civilian draftsmen, you see, have come across several highly suspicious crates within the boundaries of the processing plant. I had my sappers take a closer look, and our worst fears were confirmed. Those boxes contained powerful explosive devices of Imperial design no less. And by my order, the Flames stationed here are conducting a first sweep of the compound as we speak. And though it troubles me that we were unable to apprehend the Imperial spy behind this, I have faith that our men will be able to neutralize the threat for now. In the meantime, our scouts bring troubling news on the latest movements of the Imperial army. I would once again ask for your aid. Not a problem, sir. How best can I be of help? We've been keeping a close eye on that Garlean garrison, and it would seem the Imperials have finally begun to mobilize. According to the reconnaissance report that just came in, the squads seen leaving the Castrum are too few in number to effectively take and hold our position. They will likely mount a swift assault and focus on the acquisition of resources. I have, of course, also shared this report with the Crystal Braves. They've decided to take to the field to meet this assault head-on. I have appraised your fellow Scions of the situation, and am heartened to know that they will be joining the effort. And pray report to Lieutenant Ascian and lend your much welcome strength to the counteroffensive. Of course, sir. Lieutenant Ascian. Oh, yep, everyone's here. Glad to have you with us, Sorin. As I'm sure Lieutenant Edelstein has explained, the Guardians have deployed a small force from Castrum Meridianum. Their main column assembles to the north near Dalman's Talons, but we've also spied several squads attempting to conceal themselves on the approach to the west. They wish you to rush forth and commit to battle with the main column, leaving the detached force free to raid the plant and pillage supplies. Not much of a strategy, but these are desperate men. Hey, Captain Ilbert. Greetings, Scion. I understand the commander bid you and your fellows come lend a hand to the Braves. With such mighty heroes at its disposal, the force should have little trouble contending with what the Guardians might throw at them. But even you cannot be everywhere at once. The Furt was getting restless holed up in Ul'dah, so I marched them out here to fill any holes in the plan's defences and add their numbers to your counterattack. But the reinforcements are welcome. We have enough soldiers now to divide our own forces and safely engage the enemy far beyond the walls. Aye. It would be best to avoid staging a battle anywhere near this much ceruleum. Let's take this fight to the Guardians. A wise course indeed. I shudder to think of the consequences should any of these storage tanks be exposed to fire. If there are no objections, the Scions shall join the fourth and give battle to the main column. You're deferred then, Warrior of Light. Your job will be to intercept these squads hiding out in the west and prevent them from reaching the processing plant. I'll do my best, sir. When you're ready to proceed, report to Lieutenant Yuhase. His scouts should have a rough idea of where the Imperials have concealed themselves by now. Right. I'm off doing my own thing again, I guess. Lieutenant? A pleasure to be fighting at your side once more, Scion. Our operations invariably succeed when you're around, and victories are wont to pave the road to greater coin. Now, this detached force we've been sent to eliminate is split into smaller squads. They're better to conceal themselves within the terrain hereabouts, I imagine. We'll need to split ourselves up as well to cover more ground, and make sure we root out all these would-be raiders. And seeing as you're an army unto yourself, I've assigned you your own areas to scour clean of enemy soldiers. Aye. This will be a simple search and destroy. We'll rendezvous back here when the task is done. Happy hunting, Scion. Okay. This area is just to the west. Sounds easy enough. Oh, there they are. The Vanguard dealt with. More enemies up. Here. Reapers, well. Quite a lot of firepower in this raiding force. I wonder what was included in the main column then. That's all the locations Yuhase gave me to investigate. So I should report back, see if there's anything else I need to check out. Lieutenant, mission complete. You seem grim, Scion. I'll take that to mean that, between us, more than a few Guardians won't be making it back to the castrum. These Imperials, though, they certainly made us earn our pay. I would be a happy man if I never had to tussle with another of those Magitech horrors. This time I bid this war-torn land farewell. I will contact the fort and let Lieutenant Alian know that the west is now clear. I would appreciate it if you would do the same when you report to Lieutenant Edelstein. Not a problem, sir. And then we can get to testing these crystals, or what did Miss Moonbreeder call it? The etheric siphon? Which hopefully means a method to beat the Ascians. Private Sherwood, what news of the Garleans? I believe they're dealt with, sir. Their raiding parties no more, then. Excellent. The Amagina engineers will be most relieved to hear that the plant is no longer in any immediate danger. Thank you again for your assistance. Is there anything else I can do while I'm here, sir? You must be anxious for word of your fellows. Lieutenant Alian has reported a sound victory over the main column and informs me that the Scions have already turned their attention to other duties. All but one, that is. The Rogadin lady with the large axe? It would appear she has chosen to remain at the site of the battle. I know not what task keeps her from returning to civilization, but Northern Foundland is no place to wander alone, even for a capable sort such as her. I would certainly feel better about things if you could check in on her before you continue on your way. I'm guessing she's... Miss Moonbreeder is just... I thought she would have brought some help with her to... just watch her back or something while she's busy doing whatever testing it is she needs to do. Miss Moonbreeder? Everything...
Hold on, I won't be a second.
Oh.
The beast seemed peckish, so I gave it a taste of my axe.
Okay, I guess I didn't have any reason to be worried then.
As Urianger never tires of reminding me, an axe ill becometh the hand of a scholar. What can I say? I like axes. To hear my mother tell it, I came into this world holding one. And it's not as if it stopped me picking up a quill, is it? I often think of the man who introduced me to the joys of learning. He's one of the reasons I decided to come to Eorzea. Him and my excruciatingly stiff childhood friend. Considering how unalike we are, it's a wonder we ever got on. The world's a strange old place, isn't it?
It is.
Aye, that ought to do it.
How's your testing been going?
So far, so good. At these concentrations, it shouldn't matter too much if something goes awry. Just enough ether to make it interesting. Did you see that? The way the crystal glowed?
It did. I'm just curious as to your definition of interesting.
Works, I'm happy to say. With a few refinements, it should satisfy our appetite for ether. Which just leaves the small matter of forging our blade. I'm not sure how to go about it just yet. But I swear to find a way. I'll put a blade in your hands if it's the last thing I do.
I'd rather it not be the last thing you do, but... thanks.
He senses me. A useful talent.
Ascian. One I don't know.
Are they onto us?
By your brand, I see you are an Archon of Sharlayan. Keeper of knowledge, seeker of truth, meddler.
I don't know what the hell's you're saying, but I don't much like your tone.
Your instincts serve you well. But come, be not unsettled on my account. That lovely brow was not made for frowns. But I waste my breath. Let me direct my words to one who understands them. We meet at last, warrior of light. I am Nabriales. And you have long been a thorn in my side. I suffered the overweening presence of La Habrea that men might host the power of gods, only for you to undo my hard work.
You are the one behind Shiva.
Oh, bugger.
Do settle down. You must concede that I acted in self-defense.
Well,
But what's
I'm not
this?
that.
I do not sense the blessing of light. Oh dear. Could it be that frail Hydaelyn has forgotten her champion? This I did not foresee.
There are circumstances.
Shorn of light as you are no longer a threat. And better yet, the seal is broken.
Wait,
Now
excuse me?
is the time to claim the staff. With it in my grasp, I shall rise above them all and take my place at Lord Zodiac's right hand.
The staff?
What did that bastard want with us?
I'm not sure. Something about a broken seal and a staff?
Borealis, he calls himself. With charm like that, I'll bet he has maidens falling at his feet. Unconscious. But this staff, you say just talking about it had the bastard grinning like a brat on his name day.
Didn't quite say that,
Must
but
be quite a staff. Oh, gods. He means Tupsimati, Master Louis Soir's staff. Minfilia's in danger.
oh, that
We have
staff.
to get back to the...
Yes, we should get back. I'll go on ahead. Oh, hopefully the other... Should I hope the others aren't there? Even... Am I in any condition to fight an Ascian right now? Is it... I mean... Didn't know I would come back to life when I fought La Habrea, I suppose, but... Knowing that it's definitely not an option now... Miss Brita, you're here. Master Louis' staff is kept in the solar, isn't it? Quickly now. Miss Minfilia?
You too.
Now, Borealis.
So, you were able to divine my intent. What now, warrior of light? Ah, but that name is no longer fitting. You have become decidedly dull, and quite incapable of barring my entry.
Wait,
What do you mean?
You truly do not know? Then I suppose it is only right that I enlighten you. The blessing of light kept you and your fellow meddlers safe. It was that which prevented my kind from entering your domain. My kind, I say, though it had no power over the likes of Elidibus and La Habrea. Being of this world, they could come and go as they please, while I could only look on. But I need look no longer. Now that the seal is gone, I mean to act. Unlike the others, I am not given to waiting. I shall take that staff and bring about the next rejoining.
Rejoining? Then it was your doing. The Isle of Val, the scholars, all of it.
You will not harm her!
Miss Moonbreeder!
Moonbreeder!
Why must you insist on forcing my hand? Did you learn nothing from our last meeting? Ah, but I forget. My words fall upon deaf ears.
I should be able to do something about that, right?
But a broken relic, a memorial to the departed. What possible use could you have for it?
What use? You mean to say that all this time you kept the key, never knowing what it was you possessed? The staff Tupsimati, or rather the stone tablet it bears, is host to a great power. Together with the horn, it can be used to draw vast quantities of ether from its bearer's surroundings.
Sounds
How
like...
else do you think Louis Soir was able to invoke the power of the 12 without making them an offering of crystals? Summoning requires not only prayer, but a profusion of ether. Even a child knows that.
If I did not know before, you may be certain I do now. But above all, I know that we cannot allow this staff to fall into your hands. I will die before I let you take it.
Insufferable woman. I would happily end your miserable life here and now. Alas, Elidibus would never let me hear the end of it. Very well. If you will not part with the staff, I will take you too.
Miss Mephilia! This is... Where is everyone else? Miss Moonbreeder, are you... Well, you're obviously not okay, but...
After them! Quickly! Before the rift closes!
Are you gonna be okay? I can't just jump in there, though. I might have been able to fight La Brea alone, but I had the Lesson of Light then. Oh. Oops. Got to... Hey. Wait, no. Moonbreeder? Forget about me! Go! Thanks, Dr. Duty Commander. Use mitigation. I don't know if mitigation would help you against that. What bothers me in scenes like this is Sorin's a healer. Why can't he... why can't I physic? Oh, there we go. I mean, I know a later scene in the game there's kind of explained why you can't... why healing wouldn't work. Kind of has a lower reason. I hope finding help didn't take too much time. That I'm not too late. Miss Memphilia! Oh. We're going to let her go. think in this one I probably want Eos to stick with me. Ready? Oh, this mechanic. I kind of remember how this works. You have to alternate between hitting the magic ones and the physical ones, right? So. Ouch. Ouch. Oh, I am about to kill myself. I should maybe focus on healing my friends. I forget I'm a healer sometimes. Oh, already. Ascians certainly like their teleporting. Oh, that hurt our friend. Stand still. Remember that it's actually pick this up, yeah. I think my focus should probably be on healing people. They seem to be doing okay health-wise, most people here. This one? Oh, like you or the little injured? Oh, is this the rift part? Oh, that's sad looking, I didn't know. I always forget that kind of the time thing. This trial almost never comes up in roulette. I think this is like only the third time I've done it. I think that's pretty much the only two buffs I have. So its tank stays on that, everyone else. I am trying to remember at all what I do here. Oh. That is dead. Ooh. Is everyone supposed to be in circles? Oh, I guess so. I completely messed that up. Just gonna keep tanks up. Okay. I'm dead still. Oh, no. I think I might have to accept being dead. I don't think I'm... Yeah. That was a success though, alright? Didn't quite defeat him, but which enough to get force him to retreat at least. Miss Mephilia? Need to get you out of here.
You're safe. Thank the 12.
Wait, is that Nabriala's? Wait, we did kill him. There he is escaping. Or, wait, no, bringing back a new body?
You may have bested me this day, but what of the next? What of all the days to come?
We're working on it.
Remember, light no longer holds sway here. I may return whensoever I wish, again and again and again. Eventually, you will falter, and the staff will be mine. Until next time, Scions.
White horse, is this really the best time to
There will be no next time. This is the end.
This is very... expert...
What trickery is this? No. No! Cannot! No!
Oh, okay, so we've dropped the blade. How do we get the blade?
Use Troop Samati to gather ether. Quickly, before he breaks free.
Troop Samati to... Oh, stuff. How do I... just like before, right? When I fought Labria.
Concentrate. Yes. Call to mind the time you struck down La Habrea with the Blade of Light.
Okay. Like this!
Why won't it work? Is it because we lack the blessing of light?
I
Damn
don't...
it. So much ether. And it still isn't enough.
How much do we need?
No mortal prison can contain me. I shall make you pay for your insolence.
Yeah. If this doesn't work, he is going to be a little pissed. I'm not sure how much longer I can keep this up.
Please, Mother Heidelin, hearken to our plea. Lend us your divine light. Why can you not hear us? Do our words no longer reach you?
If only we had a bit more ether.
Moonbreeder, what are you doing?
Master Louis, I understand now. The choice you made. In death, there is life. Farewell, Urianger. You damned old coot.
Moonbreeder, no! You mustn't!
What? No! It cannot end! I am eternal! I am immortal!
Did we do it? That's...
Moonbreeder. She's gone.
Wait. What? I was so focused on the blade that I... What?
You did it, my friend. The Ascian is dead.
What?
This device is a legacy of Moonbreeder's toils and sacrifice. I shall hold on to it for safekeeping.
Yeah.
Minfilia, are you all right?
I am.
Oh, we were surveying northern Thanalan when we received the distress call. We returned as swiftly as we were able.
It seems you have everything in hand, however.
I don't know, Mr. Fangred.
What happened here? Where is Moonbreeder?
She gave her life to temper the Blade of Light. I have no words.
Rather than await the inevitable, she took her fate into her own hands.
Does Urianger know?
Urianger.
My friend, there is something I must tell you.
I heard all, my lady. The moon sinketh, taking her leave of the heavens, yet her passing heraldeth the coming of a new day. Moonbreeder hath fulfilled her destiny, hath she not? Long ago, far across the seas in the Charlayan motherland, Moonbreeder and I did study under the sage tutelage of Master Louis. Full oft did he impress upon us that knowledge existeth to serve the greater good. This sentiment, however, was contrary to the nation's policy of neutrality, which censured intercedence in the affairs of foreign lands. in spite of vehement opposition, he founded the Circle of Knowing, and journeyed hither to the heart of Eorzea. Through his noble sacrifice was the realm spared its doom. Yet this great soul, whom all should rightly have honored, was branded a pariah in his own land. His peers did accuse him of forsaking his duty as a man of learning, and of meddling in the course of history. When he left Charlayan behind, Master Louisoix gave no word to signal his intent to Moonbreeder. Close as they were, as master and disciple, she was deeply wounded by the sudden exclusion from his confidence. Above all, however, she was confused. Try as she might, she could ill comprehend her master's motive. The slanders that were heaped upon him after his passing served only to inflame the turmoil within her. For years upon end, she knew not what to believe. Torn as she was twixt the man whom she revered, and the man who forsook her and his duty both.
The Louisoix I knew would never forsake his duty, much less one of his own.
This I know full well, my lady. 'Twas not for want of love that Master Louisoix hid his intent. He but desired that Moonbreeder discover her own path, free of the shadow of his influence. Long did I contemplate revealing the truth to her, and long did I hold my peace. After all, was it not Master Louisoix's wish that she come to the truth unaided? I told myself it was, and resolved to let her suffer. Knowingly did I deny my friend the comfort she craved. And now she hath gone to her rest, with doubt still in her heart. Speakest thou in earnest? Did Moonbreeder truly come to understand Master Louisoix's will before the end?
Don't know, but it seems so.
The realization hath set her free. She may now find the peace which hath for so long eluded her. Oh, Moonbreeder, my dearest, how I shall miss thee.
Moonbreeder gave her life that we might possess the means to defeat the Ascians. Her sacrifice must not be in vain. Let us continue her work on the Blade of Ether and see it to completion.
My lady, I would mourn Moonbreeder in mine own way. I beg your permission to return to the Waking Sands.
Of course, my friend. Take all the time you require. We shall be here should you have need of us.
Ma'am? Never have I seen Urianger so utterly defeated. No one should be made to suffer such grief. We shall gather into Charlayan Manor to celebrate Moonbreeder's life, and mourn her passing. Yeah. Yeah. Is there any way I can help? As Moonbreeder was a native of Charlayan, I feel it is only fitting that we gather before the Mark of the Scholar. Are you familiar with the stone? No, ma'am. It is a monument found at Rathfrost, and is sacred to Valiak, guardian deity of the City of Learning. There shall we pray for our dear friend's soul, and bid her a peaceful return to the light of the Mirror Crystal. I'll meet you there then. No way I could have changed that outcome. No arcane geometries or... Scholar. I should be able to manipulate that Aether. I shouldn't have needed to use someone's life for it. Make sure that we don't have to pay the same price the next time we fight an Ascian. This is it. Say.
Forgive me, Moonbreeder. Had I been quicker or wiser, but I was not, and you paid the price. But you would not suffer us to wallow in our sorrow, would you? You would tell us to pick ourselves up and get on with it. And so we shall. We shall defend this realm and her people to the last.
Heartswarmer.
Life for death, a fair exchange.
Doesn't make it hurt any less.
Other bargains will be struck.
Is he saying I will have to sacrifice people anytime I want to? There has to be another way. I know there are times you have to make sacrifices for... If there's another way. Though we've said our farewells, the pall of sadness has diminished but little. Forgive me. As antecedent, it is my job to be the pillar of strength for all others to lean upon. Yet I also believe the grief we feel now is precious in its own way, and to not be lightly swept aside. Do you not agree, Sorin? I do, ma'am. I'll just forget about this. It's as if a dagger has been thrust into my breast. But 'tis a pain we must learn to bear if we are to forge ahead with our duty. The battles we have fought have taken the lives of so many. Luswa, Moonbreeder, our fellows at the Waking Sands. Their spirit and dedication to our cause, however, will never be lost as long as we rise to fight once more. I hardly need remind you of this, of course. It is for my own benefit that I repeat these words, a reaffirmation of my own chosen path. If I do not rebuild the foundation of my resolve, I am like to collapse in a fit of weeping. My apologies again, Sorin. There is no other to whom I could display such weakness. You are my pillar of strength, and I fear I shall have need of your steadfast presence in the days to come. I'll do my best, man. Victory won, a comrade lost. One of the falling, the living forge ever on, towards the light of a new day. I think I'm going to try and go for a couple more tonight. Have you a moment, Sorin? I believe Ida wished a word with you. I should consider it a personal favour if you would lend a sympathetic ear to her troubles. She has not been herself since Moonbreeder's passing, and my heart aches to see her so downcast. I'll talk to her, man. I don't know quite what to say, though. Give me a moment to just check something on stream. Stream health? Nope, stream is still healthy. Hey, Miss Ida. Hey, it's Sorin! Great! Miss Ida? Oh, it's no use. I'm trying to stay positive, but it's just hard, you know? The thing is, I know Moan would tell me off if she saw me moping around like this. Which is why I decided to cheer myself up by getting her a special flower. I placed an order for Moon Daisy with Rowena a little while ago, and it's ready to be picked up. The trouble is, I find Rowena a bit difficult at the best of times, and, well, this isn't one of them. I know it's silly, but I just can't face it at the moment. So I was wondering, do you think you could maybe collect it for me? I have the coin to pay for the flower right here. Of course. Thank you so much. I'll be waiting for you and the Daisy at Raffrost. It's hard to see even Miss Ida feeling down like that. So often she seems to be the heart of the group. The one who's always there to prevent things from getting too grim. Excuse me, Miss Rowena? I'm here to collect an order for... What can I do for you today, adventurer? Eldritch trinket to trade? I'm here to collect a flower on behalf of, Miss Ida of the Scions. Eh? They've got you running errands now? Them Scions really know how to make the most of your talents, don't they? Sending the savior of Eorzea to the bleeding market? Fine use of your time, that is. Seriously, though, you'd best learn how to say no, or they'll have you mucking out the choco stables next. Anyway, what was it you were here to pick up? The moon daisy, was it? Here then, take it. And tell that Ida lass I've got a wide selection of headwear and stuff if she ever decides to replace that dowdy old mask of hers. God knows she needs to. Keep it to myself. Some people it's not worth trying to explain things to. I think I understand a little now of why Ida wasn't keen to go herself. I can imagine it wouldn't be out of the realm of possibility for her to snap just there. Miss Ida? Rowena can be so annoying. She will just not take no for an answer. Every time I visit her, she insists I replace my visor with something more fashionable. And when I tell her I like it just fine the way it is, she says it again. And then again. And then again. Drives me crazy. What I mean to say is, I really appreciate you doing this for me, so anyway, let's see it. Moon daisies are often hung to rafters, trees, or other elevated locations to represent the celestial body when performing holy rituals to the goddess Menfina during daylight hours. Here's the moon daisy. Moonbeata loved these things, you know. I hope that somewhere, somehow, she knows I'm still thinking of her.
I'll never forget you, Moon. None of us will.
Midgard, Sorin.
The song riseth to a crescendo.
That's not good. That means Ishgard's in danger, right? Was dragon that? But a lot of dragons.
Is that what I think it is?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah.
We have received grave tidings from Ishgard. Pray return to the Rising Stones at once.
Looks like no time to take a break. Guess I'll be back to Curthus before long. Provided Sir Aymeric has managed to convince the Holy See to let the Scions help. No. My apologies for the interruption. I was deeply saddened to learn of Moonbreeder's passing. Her loss will be sorely felt. Alas, recent developments in Ishgard leave us little time to mourn. The envoy from Kerfus will soon arrive, and we must hasten to hear her report. I'm guessing Lady Lucia is returning? The envoy is here. I thank you for receiving me at such short notice. Time is of the essence, so I would forgo the usual pleasantries, if I may. Certainly. You come with news of the Dravanians? Aye. The dragons have begun their attack in earnest. The first wave reached the Central Highlands a short while ago, and battle was joined soon thereafter. Sir Aymeric himself sallied forth with contingents of Temple Knights and several companies of the noble house's finest. Though the beasts were ultimately forced into retreat, our victory, if such it may be called, came at the cost of many of our own. Too many. We will not withstand a second wave should the Dravanians renew their assault. You paint a grim picture, my lady. Is it reinforcements you seek, then? We do. Though it pricks our pride, it is plain we cannot protect Ishgard with our ranks thus thinned by the Horde. Sir Aymeric would meet with you to discuss the possibility of enlisting your aid. Very well. I shall depart for Kerfus at once. I must warn you, however, that the involvement of the Crystal Braves is by no means assured. Our commitment to quelling the unrest in Ul'dah must take precedence. It is with such contingencies in mind that I must make another request. The Scions of the Seventh Dawn are known for sharing close ties with all three of the Grand Companies of Eorzea. Would you consent to plead our case to their leaders? Though I will gladly appeal to the Grand Companies on your behalf, I dare not promise a favourable reply. Yep, nope, definitely not lying. You need say no more. Considering our past dealings with the Eorzean Alliance, I can well imagine how our plea will be received. But the fate of Ishgard hangs in the balance. We must explore every avenue still open to us, no matter how unpromising. I see. Very well. I shall send envoys to each of the allied nations and have them present your request directly to the heads of the Grand Companies. In the event that your plea does receive a favourable answer, note that any support is certain to be conditional. Demands will be made of Ishgard. That is only to be expected. Rest assured that I speak with Sir Aymeric's authority in this matter, and that our actions are fully sanctioned by the Holy See. Which brings me to my final request, a personal appeal to you, Warrior of Light. The Lord Commander much desires to speak with you, regardless of your fellow's involvement. You faced Midgardsummer and survived. Anything you can share of your experience may yield us an advantage over our foe. I'll do what I can. Thank you. You wear the mantle of hero well. It would seem the road leads us both to Camp Dragonhead. Seek me out when you arrive, Sorin. Oh. Same time.
The sons must answer for their father's misdeeds. Only then will the cycle be broken. Brothers and sisters of the heavens, we raise our voices and join you in the chorus.
The sinner's feeble magics are undone. Come, claim your retribution.
Miss Manphilia, I guess I'm back off to Camp Dragonhead. Back to the cold. So many side quests. Alphino? It seems I was the swifter Sorin. You two, however, have arrived with time to spare, for our host is yet to make an appearance. The murmurings about camp tell of some manner of trouble at the gates of judgment. In the Lord Commander's absence, I suggest we visit the place and find out what is afoot. It's the entrance to Ishgard itself, isn't it? Big gate. Hello there, sir. Just wondering what's been going on recently? The gates of judgment are much more than mere doors. They are the outermost layer of Ishgard's magical wards. If our first line of defense can be so easily shattered... Doesn't sound... Excuse me, are you okay there? When I laid eyes upon a Lady Iceheart, I felt the marrow freeze within my bones. Iceheart. Heretic scum! How dare they meddle with our divine protections! I shall rid our nation of their blasphemy, even if it means cutting them down one by one. Sounds like the ward was broken. We need not fret over much. There are yet several layers of arcane protection that shield the city from invasion. Muffer will be fine. So at least one of the wards was broken. But if one can be broken, then so can the others. It would seem the heretics struck the first and most telling blow against Ishgard. Scions, we expected you at Camp Dragonhead. My apologies. We chanced to hear that there had been trouble at the gates and thought it prudent to investigate the cause. Then you have learned of the heretics' treachery. Lady Iceheart led a force of her followers against our defenders, and came close enough to dispel the first of our wards. But let us speak more of this back at the camp. Sir Amerk awaits you. Yeah. Iceheart? Yeah, Iceheart is kind of concerning to the Ishgardians. Lady Iceheart has grown bold indeed if she would risk direct action against the city. Come, let us do as we were bid and return to Camp Dragonhead. Lord Archmont will know where Sir Amerk means to receive us. Lord Orshfont? It is reassuring indeed to behold the countenance of a friend when one's homeland teeters upon the very brink of disaster. Though a single misstep could send us plunging into the abyss, your heroic presence stokes the flames of courage within my heart. Ah, but you did not come to Dragonhead to listen to my prattling. The Lord Commander has arrived, and would treat with you in the intercessory. We shouldn't keep him waiting, then. It's good to see you again, Lord Orshfont. Sir? Greetings, sir. Shall I show you inside? Indeed. Just appreciate the way Amaric always looks like he's just slouching so far back in the chair. Or is that just me? I thank you for coming with such haste, and apologize for my absence. Suffice it to say, Lady Iceheart and her heretics have much to answer for. Yes, we have but recently returned from the Gates of Judgment ourselves. Given the circumstances, we quite understand if you would prefer to postpone our appointed audience. On the contrary, Master Alphino, I think it is more important than ever that this meeting take place. Rest assured, I shall return to my post on Ishgard's walls the moment our business is concluded. Before we move on to the subject of reinforcements, however, I would introduce you to a close friend and stalwart ally. Astinian? Lord Orshfont? Oh. Hello there. May I present to you Ishgard's Azure Dragoon? An impressive title, though I confess I know precious little of the Order of Dragoons. They are formidable warriors all, yet even among such masters of lance, Astinian is without equal. He, out of all the warriors of Ishgard, was chosen to wield the power of dragons, and may thus contend with any Dravanian. You flatter me overmuch, Lord Commander. So you are the adventurer of whom they spoke. I see now why my blood fair sang in anticipation of our meeting. Well, now that we have all been introduced, let us proceed to the matter at hand. I would share with you what we have learned of Iceheart's design, as confessed by the heretics taken captive after the assault on the gates. It would seem that the Lady Iceheart and the Dravanians share a common goal, the reclamation of Nidhogg's stolen eye. Nidhogg, one of the 7 great worms. His name features prominently in your nation's history, though once defeated by the hero Haldrath, the beast is said to have terrorized Kurfus since Ishgard's founding. Aye, many of the scars our walls bear from Nidhogg's relentless efforts to raise the city. The trophy Haldrath plucked from the bested's worm's skull, known simply as the Eye, is a treasured relic of Ishgard, and one possessed of untold power. Should it ever be returned to Nidhogg, the dread creature would be restored to the height of his strength, and then no wall or ward we could erect would be stout enough to deny him. My vengeful son have waged war against Ishgard for 1,000 years. No mortal mind could comprehend the depths of his rancor. The Eye itself is secreted deep within the vault. It is kept under heavy guard, surrounded at all times by men and women who have proven their loyalty to the Holy See. But though stout walls and sharp blades may suffice to discourage the heretics, the dragons are another matter. There are individuals within the Dravanian horde whom an entire company of knights would labour to repel, to say nothing of Nidhogg himself. Oh, in this game, wasn't Ceri's first class Dragoon, or am I remembering wrong? Nor does age rob them of their strength. Through the endless march of years the dragons endure, patient, calculating, inexorable. You must understand, these creatures do not share our perception of time, and that is especially true of the great worms. They who spent centuries in slumber only to wake and resume their campaign as if mere hours had passed. It has been 20 years since Nidhogg last darkened our skies. 20 years for him to gather his strength, and for us to bolster our defences. And now, just as he seems primed to return, the heretics strike at the gates. You believe that Lady Iceheart is in league with the creature, then? Of that we cannot be certain. Though we know the heretics covet the eye, we have been unable to determine their plans for it. Such questions aside, we must needs address the ragged hole their mistress has seen fit to rend in Ishgard's protections. It is a weakness the Ravanians are not like to leave untested. So it would seem. You have described your plight in admirable detail, Lord Commander, yet I cannot help but wonder at your candour. Why share such sensitive information with us? I shall speak plain. Ishgard has need of allies, and I would have you bolster our front lines in readiness for the coming battle against the dragons. This much I expected. Unlike our arrangement concerning the keep of the lake, however, only you stand to benefit from our assistance in this matter. I fail to see why we should intervene in a conflict which concerns only Ishgard and Ravania. When the Eorzean Alliance requested Ishgard's assistance during Operation Archon, you refused us. Does it not seem grossly unjust to demand that we now risk our lives in your private war? I make no attempt to defend my country's conduct. I only ask that you consider what would follow were Ishgard to fall. Having razed our city to the ground, the Horde would have little cause to linger, and most would return to their lairs in Dravania. Soon thereafter, the ruins of Kurfus would be buried in snow, and the land would become the sole province of beasts and beastmen. Until the Garleans' arrival, that is. You may be certain that the Empire would not hesitate to claim Kurfus. They would not even have to draw steel. An Imperial province sharing a border with Mordona. 7 hells. Very well, we will assist you in repelling the dragons. The roar of a great worm may have shaken the firmament, but we of Eorzea will not abandon our Ishgardian brothers to face the coming horde alone. Nor did I ever think you would. Now, upon the matter of the roar. Allow me, Sir Aymeric. Through the power of the Eye, I have become the vessel of Nidhogg's strength. His essence is stolen to my very blood. Fear not, I am in full control of my faculties, I assure you, and the Eye itself is of no relevance to this tale. It is not essential that I bear it with me wheresoever I go. Its lingering influence does, however, allow me to hear Nidhogg's voice. Then the worm who roared was Nidhogg, aye. He means to hurl his horde against Danafan's collar and shatter the remaining wards that protect the city. There can be no doubt, the worm has summoned his minions to war. Though the circumstances are far from ideal, this desperate endeavour will at least provide us an opportunity to bring the sister states of Eorzea together in common cause. As Sir Aymeric was more ruthless in his negotiations than I had anticipated, I suppose one must give no quarter when one's home is at stake. But did you see the look on his face when he formally requested our assistance? Though the Lord Commander has long campaigned for Ishgard to open its gates to outsiders, I suspect this softening of the Holy See's attitude towards foreign cooperation comes as something of a bittersweet victory. The days ahead promise to be interesting indeed. And I think that is where I will finish up the stream for today. It did go on a little bit longer, but I think that works. Okay, so I'm just doing some maths, quickly checking something. Okay, so yeah, next stream on Saturday will be the finale. I will likely start it a bit. I will try and start it earlier than usual. So I'm thinking, that'll be 8 PM my time. So that's British summertime. BST. 8 PM. And that will it'll probably be a fairly long stream. But I want to kind of get the finale out of the way. Okay, that's good. Yeah. So just, yeah, I know most people who seem to pop in regularly to my channel live in the United States. So I don't want to make it too early that people can't watch, but I also don't want to be keeping myself up too late. So starting at, yeah, I'll be starting at 8 PM. Probably, I'm not even going to try and estimate how long it'll take, because I cannot quite remember. And there's all variables, because I know there's at least, oh no, there's only, not even at least one, there is only one duty, and that is the Steps of Faith. I wanted to get the big finale up on a day that hopefully more people could watch. And I'm definitely more keen to... I'm quite interested to see Sorin's reactions to it. Much more interested than I am to see what happens next in Subnautica anyway. As much as I'm enjoying Subnautica. But... until tomorrow... thanks for watching and stopping by. And for coming along and talking, and I hope I will be seeing you tomorrow. Until then, I hope you have a good evening. Have a good day tomorrow.